Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Gimme That Take, the fastest growing Liv Golf podcast of 2023. Stick around for more takes like this.
And Phil Mickelson really touched on you always say follow the money. Phil, who's been, in those meetings with PGA Tour for his whole life, he knows the TV contracts are based on official World Golf Rankings numbers. So however many top 10, let's say, official World Golf Rankings players participate in the event, that's how much money the sponsors will pay. So the sponsors have tiered, right, investments in these tournaments. And so sponsors are looking for however many people inside the top 15 or whatever official World Golf Rankings. And that's where the money's coming from for the PGA Tour now, before it comes from Saudi Arabia, before they get their blood money or whatnot. So the money's coming from the sponsors. So you look all the way back to the contracts with the sponsors, and those contracts all have the language about the official World Golf Rankings in them. So why would the official World Golf Rankings allow Liv to play when they're basically working together with the PGA Tour? They wouldn't. They're not going to let, we should have seen this coming from the beginning, that they were never going to get points. This is all just, another way for the PGA to kind of figure out a way to keep Liv on the outside and make sure that their inclusive little group of people continues to be their inclusive little group of people in the golf world. All right, I'm just going to do Jerome right after that. Hey, welcome everybody to Give Me That Take. This is Jerome here. With me tonight is Cheech. Cheech, say hello.
What's up, everybody?
And, of course, Papa Emeritus, Aaron.
Paterfamilias, father of the family.
I don't know what you say. Come on, man. I got nothing.
It's all good.
Nothing at all. But it was.
And then
really,
you actually have Jerome here tonight. Thank you for joining us again. Unfortunately, Jay couldn't be here because he always has something better going on. We make the sacrifices for you.
1.5 hours a week. I can't figure it out.
No, I just think he's butthurt. He lost.
Yeah, let's just do that from the jump here. I really hosed myself by taking Cam Smith. I did. For those of you who don't know, we've been playing a contest all season long with the Liv Golf events, and picking an individual player. Can't pick the same player 2 weeks in a row. Cumulative score against par all the way through the season, and I stormed back to take a good-sized lead, and really, really, truly, in Jeddah, wanted to take Harold Varner III. And milliseconds before I said it on air, Jerome butts in and tells me, "Oh man, you haven't used Cam Smith yet." And now my lead is down to 3, 4. Where are we at here?
Ladies and gentlemen, I think what's important to point out at this point now is that, Jay should be up for like a daytime Emmy for his butthurt attitude about, man, I wish Jerome just shut the fuck up and didn't say anything to Aaron, and now he's got to play Cam Smith and everything like that. Aaron, he paid me to say that so that you would fuck all this up. Yep. He told me he's going to give me 3 of his putters. So we all know that's like $5,000 worth. So he's got enough to spare. So I know he's going to listen to this and he's going to be like, that fucking son of a bitch. He's getting no putters now.
Yeah, Cam's putter was not working. Cam's irons were not working. Cam's driver was not working. He still finished, middle of the pack for the tournament, but that was not enough because Jocko Neiman shot 11 under, I think. Is that right, Jerome?
Neiman 10 under.
10 under, and Cam finished 6 under.
6 under. So
I dropped 4 shots. That puts my lead down to 3.
Yep, that's how the math works.
Which really truly means my lead is only 1. Right?
Yeah.
So, headed into Miami, it's basically even. I have to tie whatever player Jay picks this week. Otherwise, I lose. or we finish in a tie. And I don't know what happens if we finish in a tie.
I say we take it to the greens and have a good old fashioned American putt off.
Oh, with Olympus, I'll take him in a putt off.
I think I should start concocting something to break this tie.
You just know
I know what your contest is going to be. They both suck me off, and whichever one makes me come fastest, he wins.
I mean, I wasn't thinking that, but that's a great idea.
We all lose in that scenario, ladies and gentlemen. Everyone loses.
I have no idea who I'm going to pick. So we are not going to make picks unless Jay hops on this show. Because I have literally no idea who I'm going to take this week. Pressure's on me now. I gave it all back in 1 week with stupid Cam Smith. Forget about, all my other poor picks. The only one that matters is Cam Smith.
You can't get mad at yourself for that pick. You really can't.
Mm-hmm.
I believe he's right.
On the show last week, I said, here are the guys who are going to beat Cam Smith. And the first person I said, Harold Varner III. Harold Varner III finished what? 12 under? Third place?
I think it was. Something like that.
12 under for third place, correct.
Yeah. What a joke. I mean, I had it nailed. Would have extended my lead, and we would be talking so differently. Stupid Jerome. Screw me.
You're welcome.
Yeah, thanks. Hey, listen, let's before we talk about Miami quickly, let's talk about the OWGR and how the Liv golfers did not get awarded points, despite the fact that when the contract between the Saudi investment fund and the PGA guys came out, it initially said, you will help us get official world golf rankings points. But when the announcement came that Liv would not get it, obviously a crock of shit, because they're saying that it's too difficult to figure out 54 holes and a team thing, except that that college golf is exactly that format, and there's a ranking system for all those players. So somebody knows how to rank those guys, but apparently the OWGR doesn't. So really quickly, Cheech, I'm going to ask you, who do you think? How many players in the top 6 of official world golf rankings do you think you could name right now?
Ooh.
You only get 6 guesses.
Wow. I'll be honest with you. I don't know if I can name any.
You can name 6. The top 6 golfers in the world. Who do you think they are according to OWGR?
Rory.
No. Rory is number 2.
Okay. Oh, Rahm.
Rahm is number 3.
Hovland.
Hovland is number 4.
I mean, are you getting getting where I'm going with these picks?
I get where you're going.
I mean, I'm just trying to think of an American. Homa's not up there, is he?
Homa is just outside. He's 8.
He's 8.
There are 3 Americans. You named the 3 Europeans. There are 3 Americans in the top 6.
So I got 1, 2, and 4, right?
You have 2, 3, and 4.
Oh, 2, 3,
Rory, Rahm, and Hovland.
Who the fuck
You don't
is
have the
one?
number 1 overall. Yeah, you know who number 1 is. Been number 1 for probably a year.
It's
more.
just going. It's just. I'm just. It's
He
just
wears
going
diapers.
He wears diapers. It's just going over my head right now.
All right, Scotty's number 1 in the world.
Oh God!
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, thank you for that one.
Yeah.
Okay, I got you. So you got 5 and 6. Who are the other 2 Americans behind Scotty Scheffler?
Cantley.
Homer's just out of there. Cantlay is 5th.
Oh, who am I missing? Did he win a major this year?
No.
He's got a stupid fucking name.
He does.
Oh, Xander
He's Cantlay's
Schauffele.
boy. Yeah,
Schauffele.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so that feels like okay, right? So there's other ranking systems here who have popped up over the last, year or so. Sports Illustrated does their own rankings. Data Golf, which is where I get some of our stats for the show. Shout out them. They do their own world rankings, and then TUGR, who, surprise to both of you guys, we're going to have on the show probably next week.
Awesome.
The guy from the Universal Golf Rankings, which got a shout out on Liv this week. Um, so the guy for the Universal Golf Rankings, he has the exact same top 6, but not in that order. They have Scotty, Rory, Xander, Rahm, Cantley, Hovland. Not necessarily going to agree with that. Data Golf has Rory, Hovland, Scotty, Xander, Cantley, Rahm.
Wow.
So we got the same 6 for 3 ranking systems. Sports Illustrated has one person that's different inside their top 6. Who do you think that is? It's not a PGA Tour player.
Brooks.
It's Brooks. Yeah, it's Brooks. And he belongs there, I think, right? He belongs definitely in the top 5 consideration golfers in the world today.
Yeah, absolutely.
How do you guys, do either of you have any, idea of how the golf ranking system can change to help include the live guys and, or are we just not going to see live players in the majors? What's going to happen?
I think we'll still see him in the majors, but why don't you give our audience how the golf OWGR does their rankings, how they, an idea of how they do it.
Yeah, so you get points for your finishes on the tour that you play on. So you don't have to play in the PGA Tour, but 50-something% of the points for OWGR come from the PGA Tour, and 15% come from the Korn Ferry Tour, and 3% come from the DP World Tour, and 1% come from maybe Asian Tour, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's not 100% impossible. 0% come from Liv, so Liv gets no points. So it's not 100% impossible, but they would someone would have to absolutely go nuts in the Asian Tour to keep themselves inside the top 50 players, which is where you need to be if you want to play in a major. And so in the top 50 currently today, Jerome, how many live golfers do you think are in the top 50 today if there was a major today?
10.
Got a guess, Cheech?
5.
Exactly 1. Brooks Koepka is the only live golfer who without an exemption, so if you want the Masters, you got a lifetime exemption. Obviously, if you win US Open, you get whatever it is, 8 years, blah, 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 whatever the thing is. So you get exemptions. You can obviously get exemptions. So some of these guys will be in the majors, but in order for anybody new to get into the majors, they can't do it if they're playing on the Live Tour. And currently, because they just can't win enough Asian Tour events to get themselves into the top 50.
Yeah, they couldn't even if they won every single event, they wouldn't be able to get enough points.
Yeah, they would never. They're not even going to play in enough Asian Tour events, most likely.
Exactly.
So that's really.
The events are basically tiered by how much money they make and how many people watch them.
So the majors is what you're talking about?
No. When OWGR does their rankings, you get more points the more you play in events that are worth more, right? So yeah. I mean, if that's the sliding scale, then it should fit just fine.
Agreed. But they're saying that they can't figure out a way to compare how many points should they award a 54 hole. Yeah, no,
they don't want to.
So
they don't want to. I mean, consider this, right? They still so for PGA Tour players that maybe play the first day, second day, don't make the cut, right?
Just going to say this.
Right? Yep. They're still what happens for them still counts towards the rankings. They didn't even play 54 holes of golf.
Played 36 holes, yeah.
Right. So what the fuck? If they're I mean, I'm new to this whole fucking thing, and I just figured it out. It's fucking horse shit. Well, even if you want to give PGA Tour players that much more credit that finish the whole 72 holes of golf or whatever it is, for 4 days of golf as opposed to Liv's 54, okay. Fine, give them a little bit of a nose ahead for playing that much more golf when it comes to the rankings. But if you're like Taylor Gooch and you're just slaying it tournament after tournament playing 54 holes, that should count for something. I mean, there's more than enough people watching and enough money being spent and everything like that to garner something from these rankings. If that's the way they're going to weight them.
I would love to see Liv turn around and say, you know what? Just because of all this bullshit, we're going 72 holes. What would happen then?
Yeah, but I don't think they actually need that to happen. I think that this has set them up for success because the majors are going to want the players in their tournament.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? And so the majors now are going to be the group that are going to be putting the pressure on the PGA, on the official World Golf Rankings, to make sure that they have Brooks at their tournament, DJ at their tournament, Bryson at their tournament. You know what I mean? Like, there's no way that, you know, I know Bryson's going to be there. That's a crappy example. But like, say, Taylor Gooch, right? Like, he keeps winning. If he's not going to get invited to the PGA Championship, which is not run by the PGA Tour, it's run by the PGA America, you know, just PGA. Like, if he's not going to get invited, he's like an easy top 25 golfer on the planet right now. How can they look? You know, it's just going to be an asterisk. It's just going to be one of these situations where it's not the best field, and the majors have always had the best fields. And so once they get robbed of that by the official World Golf Rankings, and Phil Mickelson really touched on you know, you always say follow the money. Phil, who's been, you know, in those meetings with PGA Tour for his whole life, he knows the TV contracts are based on official World Golf Rankings numbers. So however many top 10, let's say, official World Golf Rankings players participate in the event, that's how much money the sponsors will pay. So the sponsors have tiered, right, investments in these tournaments. And so sponsors are looking for however many people inside the top 15 or whatever official World Golf Rankings. And that's where the money's coming from for the PGA Tour now, before it comes from Saudi Arabia, you know, before they get their blood money or whatnot. So the money's coming from the sponsors. So you look all the way back to the contracts with the sponsors, and those contracts all have the language about the official World Golf Rankings in them. So why would the official World Golf Rankings allow Liv to play when they're basically working together with the PGA Tour? They wouldn't. They're not going to let, you know, we should have seen this coming from the beginning, that they were never going to get points. This is all just, you know, another way for the PGA to kind of figure out a way to keep Liv on the outside and make sure that their inclusive little group of people continues to be their inclusive little group of people in the golf world. That's how I see it.
It's a good point. You know, but what happens when somebody, again, like what happened last year, Brooks and Phil in the Masters, and Brooks goes out and wins a major. Like, what's going to happen when 3 majors are won by Liv guys next year? They still gonna say, you know, beat their chest and keep it the boys club?
Yeah, I mean, it's tough.
Or like the little boys club.
Yeah.
It sucks for the guys like Taylor Gooch. It sucks for the guys like Abraham Answer. Like, these guys played well, and they're not going to get into these. They're never going to get in the top 50 in official World Golf rank unless they win a major. You know, that's the only way a Liv player is ever going to get back.
Yeah, but there's certain ones, like you just named 2 guys that are never going to get to play majors this year.
Yeah,
they're not exempt from them, so they're not going to, you know. And what sponsors going to? Is there's no sponsors exemptions for majors, is there? Like, I know, like the Zozo they're having this week for the PGA, you can get a sponsors exemption.
Right.
Yeah, but there's
there's
none of that. So those guys will never get a chance to play again in those.
Yeah. And this is what golfers' legacies are built on, and it would be a real shame if, you know, it's another reason why the PGA guys might not come over to Liv. Like, we're excited about maybe getting some PGA guys, but if they can't play in the majors, that's what people judge them on. You know, they judge them on how many majors they won. We always talk about never won a Masters, never won a U.S. Open, never, you know, whatever. We talk about these guys, and this is their legacy. And, you know, to get robbed of that now at this point in golf is really, really dumb. Yeah. But what are you going to do? No.
Well, that's why I didn't blame the guys who had won majors, because they're, you know, they could play in all of them. You know, the Mickelsons, the Sergios, the guys that can go and play in the Masters every year, play in the U.S. Open every year, play in the Open Championship every year. You know?
For real. All right, let's go back to Liv, where we're set for the team championship in Miami. I'm dude, got the weekend off. It's must-watch TV for me. So I'll be watching every single swing in the match plays for the first 2 days for sure. And then we'll be hooked into every swing, obviously on Sunday when our contest comes down to the last day. So that's going to be a freaking awesome weekend of Liv Golf for us, for sure. Now, prediction time. We're not going to predict who's going to win between Jay and I. we're going to predict the first round of the Liv Golf playoffs. All right. So get your pencils out if you need to write this down. But I'm going to give you the matchup, and you're going to tell me who's going to win. We got Stinger GC against the Ironheads.
Who's up first? I'll go first. Stingers.
Yeah. Jerome?
Oh, yeah, it's going to be Stinger for sure.
Yes, Stinger GC. I think that's a runaway, right? I don't think.
Yeah, I think that's a pretty solid beatdown.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I should say, I should give a shout out quick to Scott Vincent, who took himself from being in like that middle pack, that questionable zone for whether he's going to come back next year. He moved up like 9 or 10 spots on the last day on Sunday in Jeddah, and he got himself into the lock zone. He's 23rd. Nice. Finished 23rd in individual standings. He's guaranteed to come back.
Guaranteed in, yeah.
Yeah, he guaranteed himself in. He shot like 62 on Sunday or 63 on Sunday to get there. Just awesome. Cool dude. Anyway, probably the lone highlight. Well, who won? Kevin Na? Did Kevin Na get a win this year?
No.
For the Ironheads week one?
Didn't Danny Lee
win?
Danny Lee won in Tucson.
That's right. Danny Lee won. Yeah, so the Ironheads
second tournament.
Yeah, second tournament of the year. Yep. Okay, so the second matchup in the playoffs, my one-year wonders, the Fireball GC. I will not be a fan of them next year. Fireballs GC and the Majestics. Interesting little matchup. Match play. Got 2 European teams. That's. Whew.
I mean, the Fireballs have 2 first-place finishes this year.
They do.
Yeah,
and 2 seconds.
I'm taking Fireballs for sure. I love Ian Poulter, but I don't think it's enough. One of his co-captains is in the drop zone. It doesn't bode well. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but you know
I'm
what?
not trying to necessarily shit talk for no reason, but like, fuck, dude. Talking. Like,
I think Fireball's going to win, but remember, those guys in the Majestics like to play match play.
Yes, they do.
They're match play. They step up for match play.
Hey,
so it's going to be closer than everyone thinks.
Give us a show.
Yeah, it should be fun. That's a good matchup for sure. All right. An interesting matchup here. Ripper GC and the Cliques. So another international flavor here to match play. Don't shit on the Cliques, man. They came in 3rd in Jeddah. First time on the podium ever. And so good for them.
I'm going to go out. So I'm going on the limit taking them. My boy Blandy.
You're taking the Cliques.
My boy Blandy's gonna go out and play well. Yeah.
Aaron, are you gonna let Cam disappoint you again?
I don't. Yeah, I'm not speaking about Cam again.
So you're not taking Ripper?
I will be rooting for. So far in the matchups, I'll be rooting for all the international teams. I'm rooting for Stinger, the Majestics, and the Cliques. Yeah.
Okay.
I will. I'm rooting against my Fireballs because I need to separate myself from that team so that I can get a new team.
You're a goat. You're a goat, baby. You're a goat.
You're a fucking traitor. You're a fucking traitor. Okay, yeah, you can't change it now, you piece of shit. Next year you can claim a new team.
The season's over after this weekend.
You
so
fucking
I'm already...
bandwagon. Like, oh, it's Taylor Gooch. Like, fucking jump right on the bandwagon.
Call me what you want. I'll be a winner. I'll be raising that trophy.
Whatever,
on Sunday
filth.
With the goats. Who you got, Ripper or the Cliques? Jerome?
Well, if you both are taking the Cliques, I'm going to take the Ripper just to be
Love it.
Opposite.
Love it. And then the typical 8-9 matchup here: Smash GC and the High Flyers. I'm surprised the High Flyers finished 9th. I would have thought the Majestics outplayed them this year, but they didn't.
So
just barely.
I know the Smash has
Brooks
in it, but I think at this point Brooks is so goddamn toxic to that team, and if it has nothing for Brooks in it at the end of the day, he doesn't give a shit. He literally doesn't care about his team whatsoever. So I take High Flyers because at least I see Phil being, just being like, hey, it is what it is, but supportive of his team. Brooks doesn't fucking care about anything other than himself. So
that's where I'm going right here.
Yeah, no, you're going with Phil. It's your boy.
Go ahead, defend him. Go ahead. Oh, no, I was going to say, defend us. Go ahead. Go ahead, Skip. Go ahead, Skip.
I can't defend that.
Go off, Skip.
Defend that. I cannot defend that. He said he won. Brooks wins at Jeddah in a playoff. One doesn't even realize that that win moved him into third place for the individual standings and won him like $8 million. He had no idea.
He had no idea.
Yeah, that was embarrassing.
He had no clue. And then when they started talking to him about Smash and the upcoming playoffs, he said, it's going to be tough for us since we're a team of 3. And everybody else is a team of 4. I mean, he ran over Matt Wolf about 50 times.
Oh, he was talking about Matt Wolf, not his brother?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
No. Yeah, well.
Oh, yeah, because I'm sorry, my bad, because Chase is playing so well. My bad.
Yeah, he's playing fantastic.
Oh, God. Just lights out golf.
All right, and then since we won't have a chance, we're not going to go through every match going forward, but we got the top 4 teams, Aces, with the regular season championship. Of course, we knew that was coming. Just edged out Crusher GC. Crushers could have moved up a couple spots on Sunday. They would have finishing 5th versus getting on the podium ended up costing them the regular season championship. Torquay with 4 wins this season, and my goats in the top 4. Who is going to win the championship? Team championship. Jerome, I'll let you pick first. I know who you take it.
I think it's going to be Torquay.
Wow, really? Okay.
I think they have so many wins this year. It's actually pretty insane that they're so low. For so many team finishes. I think in match play, I think they're going to beat Crushers, and I think they take the Aces.
Okay.
I agree with him. I wasn't expecting that from him. But
I'm just trying to be honest.
No, I feel the same way. I think some of those guys in match play are just gonna step it up.
Isn't it super interesting when you look at the standings and you look at the top 4 teams and you think of them as like actual teams, right? You think of the Aces, the Crushers, Torquay, and the Goats as like the teams. Yeah, those are like true golf teams. The other teams, you're like, they either like are all from the same country, whatever. You know what I mean? Or they're just like a bunch of dudes thrown together, like the High Flyers, Spanish, or whatever. So, interesting that the 4 teams in the team game. I'm taking the Goats. I think Bubba comes up big finally because all 4 individual scores count on Sunday. If the Goats get in the finals, watch out for Bubba to have one big round in his life to win a championship. I think that's what I'll be rooting for, at least.
I'll give you that. That's really sound logic.
Yeah, it's not because he's played horrible all year, and so for him to bust out one round, maybe I'll pick Bubba in our contest. It's a little tease.
Shut up!
Oh my God!
I'm not taking Bubba. Trust me, I'm not taking. All right. Who played golf this week? I got to hit golf balls with Jerome.
Yes, that was a lot of fun.
Awesome.
Saw that.
First, yep. I attempted some golf trick shots at Topgolf.
When he said he was coming to do golf trick shots, I was like, oh man, I bet he's got all these ones ready. Like it's gonna be great.
He drank a fifth vodka and just started hitting golf shots. I like it.
Holy shit! You would have thought there's like who let the kid from the home for kids with palsy into Topgolf to try and hit golf balls. It was
yeah.
Aaron's taking these like baseball steps into trying to hit the golf ball. I'm like, what are you doing? Go ahead.
The one thing I learned about those trick shots are 1, it must take them 50,000 takes. Or 2, you really have to go back and rewatch yourself to get a good idea of what you're doing totally wrong. Like when I went back and watched myself, like you were saying, my feet are going everywhere, but you watch them like do these shots and they're just as steady taking the regular golf swing. So I've learned, but we'll put that video out sometime in November. Sometime in November. We'll get some editing done. We'll make it look good and we'll put it out in November for sure. But that was the only golf I played. I want to play tomorrow, but we'll see.
So I had my annual trip to Atlantic City.
Yeah.
Now,
how did you do defending your champion?
Well, I'll just tell you how it started. I worked on Tuesday night. I went right from work to Atlantic City. I drank the entire way to try to keep myself awake.
Perfect.
proceeded to shoot 105, and then didn't shoot anything worse than an 82 after that, and lost. Didn't win because I was the scratch golfer. You know, they do everything's based on handicap, so I was the low handicap man. The wheels came off. The wheels came off on a par 5. I was 3 yards off the green in the sand trap in 2. 7 shots to get out of the sand trap.
Oh,
I just couldn't do it.
You're not supposed to take that many shots to get out of a sand trap.
I understand, but this is one of those tournaments. Every single thing counts. So, like if you get a 25 on a hole, you get a 25 on a hole.
Oh.
Yeah. So it was. We were joking about it after at dinner when I was falling asleep in my linguine and clam sauce. That it cost 20 shots out of the sand. Cost me that entire round. So if take 20 shots off 105, I didn't play that bad. But yeah, it was interesting. It was interesting. I had a good time. Listen, that's all that matters, you know. We played Seaview, the Bay Course, where the LPGA Tour plays. Mm-hmm. Such a funky golf course because they're like they have a 90-yard par 3.
Nice.
You have no idea how to play it because you can't tell which way the wind's going. The wind's going one way when you hit the ball. It's going another way the next second. And, you know, a lot of the rough is just impossible over there. But it was fun and got bit by sand fleas like I was freaking insane. I'm still itching from it. But it was fun. We had a good time. So
cool. Jerome, you got golf on it coming up soon?
I'm going to try and play this weekend. Just played with you this weekend, you know.
That way we didn't play golf.
I know it's the best I could muster. Unfortunately,
we took some swings with the top golf clubs.
Yeah. I need a few days off.
Yeah. So anyway, we'll be watching Miami. Our picks will be out on the Instagram. Maybe we'll make a little YouTube thing too of Jay and I and make it look nice. See who we pick. Make it a little dramatic. We'll see. We'll see how the week goes.
Is it bad? Is it bad if I'm pulling for you, Aaron?
No, I mean you both should be pulling for me. No one wants to see Jay win anything.
No, he shouldn't win.
This is true.
Okay,
100%.
I mean, and plus he was running away with this competition. He was up like 40 shots at one point. And then it would be the greatest collapse in sports history if he doesn't win. And then my collapse would also be the next.
Quite literally, if you don't name next week's episode the greatest collapse in sports history. I wanna Google greatest collapse in sports history, and I want that video to pull up first. That's the intent, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you're listening. We're making this a thing.
Okay,
it's a thing.
#
greatest collapse in sports history.
All right. Well, Jerome, tell them what to do.
Well, before we go, I have to.
Always, I loved it. Before we go, this is like a hashtag.
Before we go, I have to.
Before we go,
just because. Jerome for you, JETS, Jets.
Brutal.
Yeah.
Sun shines on the dog's ass every now and again, my friend.
But blind squirrel finds a nut every once in a while.
Right? Broken clocks, right? Twice a day, right? Isn't that what it is?
Twice. That's right. That's right.
See that? Fucking
unless it's a European clock, and then it's not. Yes. So. Thank you so much for listening again. Absolutely. Thank you to Aaron and Cheech and Jay. Not thanking you because you can never show up for anything.
He's sleeping at his desk at work right now. That's why.
No doubt.
Please hit like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell in the corner. Don't think about it. Do it.
Do it.
Follow us on socials.
Do it.
Do it.
Get out of here.